All right, let's dive into something a little uncomfortable, something we don't always like to admit about ourselves. We're going to talk about that secret craving for darkness.
Come on, you know it's true. There's a part of you, a little corner you probably keep hidden that's drawn to a bit of chaos. The part that wants to break the rules, that feels a little thrill when you think about what's forbidden. And if we're being really honest with ourselves, sometimes it feels kinda good. So what is that pull? Is it a flaw, a sign that there's something wrong with us? Well, not exactly. This question actually gets to the very core of how we're wired as humans. And it all starts the moment someone tells us no. Yeah, our minds are funny that way. They don't really do well with repression. They kind of rebel against it. I mean, think about it. The don't touch that, don't look over there, don't even think about it. What do those commands do? They become magnets for our curiosity. The harder you try to push a thought away, the more real estate it takes up in your brain. It's that classic don't think of a pink elephant problem. And so darkness, with all its mystery and intensity, becomes the ultimate forbidden fruit. Now, this isn't just some random quirk. There's actually a really powerful psychological framework for understanding this whole thing. It comes from the brilliant psychoanalyst Carl Jung, and he had a name for this hidden part of us. He called it the shadow. So what is the shadow? Basically, it's everything we've disowned about ourselves so we can fit in, to be accepted and look good to everybody else. It's our raw, unfiltered energy, our anger, our jealousy, our ambition, our sexuality, all the stuff we've pushed down into the basement of our minds. But here's the thing, it doesn't just vanish down there. And this is how the shadow bursts out. You see it all the time. The super calm, kind person who one day just explodes with rage out of nowhere. Or the very public moral crusader who gets caught in a massive scandal. These aren't just random moments of hypocrisy. They're what happens when a deeply repressed shadow finally erupts. Jung's warning here is just so profound. When we don't know our shadow exists, it doesn't just go away. It runs the show from behind the curtain. It's pulling the levers, making our decisions, fueling our weird compulsions, and we're just walking around completely oblivious, calling it fate or just my bad luck. And this brings us to the real problem, because ignoring your shadow isn't a passive thing. Actively denying this part of yourself has a huge cost, not just for you as a person, but for society as a whole. Here's the core conflict happening inside of us. Your ego, that's your public mask. It wants to be liked, it wants to be admired, it wants to be seen as a good person. But your soul, your deeper self, it doesn't really care about all that. It just wants wholeness. It wants to embrace everything you are, the good, the bad, the light, and the dark. So when you deny half of yourself, you're basically creating a civil war inside your own mind. And this inner battle, it doesn't just stay inside us. It scales up. Big time. Entire cultures, entire societies have a collective shadow. And instead of looking at our own darkness, you know what's a lot easier? Finding a scapegoat. Projecting all that evil onto an other, an enemy, an outsider. And the results of this are, well, they're devastating. This is the psychological engine that drives things like witch hunts, moral panics, even wars. It's how huge groups of people can do absolutely terrible things while feeling totally righteous about it, because they think they're purging the evil they see out there to avoid confronting the potential for that very same evil inside themselves. Okay, so if repressing it all is so dangerous, what's the alternative? Do we just let our darkest impulses run wild? No, absolutely not. The answer is something much more interesting. It's like a kind of psychological alchemy. It's about integration, transforming that raw energy, not just acting on it or denying it. This is the choice we all face, really. If you keep denying and suppressing your shadow, it will turn on you. It'll sabotage you. It becomes an enemy within. But, and this is the amazing part, if you have the courage to just turn around and face it, that same energy can become your greatest source of strength, creativity, and life force. So how in the world do we actually do this? Well, first, you just have to acknowledge it's there. No shame, no judgment, it just is. Then you get curious. You become an observer. When does your anger pop up? Your jealousy, your greed. Third, you actually let yourself feel the raw energy behind it. And then the most crucial step of all, you don't become it. You integrate its power, but you don't act on the destructive impulse. You feel the rage without letting the rage become you. And this right here is the fundamental shift in thinking. This constant pressure to be good all the time is what creates a dangerous shadow to begin with. The real goal, the real path to an authentic and powerful life is to aim for wholeness, to accept and bring in every single part of yourself. So where does this whole journey lead? You might think exploring your darkness is about becoming a darker person, but paradoxically, it's the only way to find your true, authentic light. So let's reframe that feeling we started with, that secret fascination with the forbidden, that pull toward chaos. It's not a character flaw. It's not a sign you're evil. It's a signal. It's a message from your deeper self that living as only half a person isn't cutting it anymore. It's a sign that you're ready to evolve.
Real strength, real wisdom, real compassion, you don't find those things by pretending the darkness doesn't exist. They're forged in that darkness. They're found by walking through it with your eyes open, understanding it, and bringing its hidden treasures back into the light. So I'll leave you with this to think about. The next time you feel that pull towards something forbidden, or that rush of an emotion you're not supposed to have, don't just shove it away. Pause, get curious, and ask yourself this question. Because hidden in that darkness isn't your enemy. It's a lost part of you that's just waiting to come home.